Okay guys, so let's fix something on this back. So Shift D and B and new collection and backup, right? And put it to backup. And what we need to do with backup, it's quite important, turn this icon on. So with the backup, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off all these two icons here. So the visibility in render, so we don't bother with it. Now you can slice this one to oblivion if you want to. So what I wanted to do here is grab a cylinder and in fact change it to 50 and bring it here and, you know, rotate it holding control, make it smaller and then make it longer on y-axis. Go to top view, make it a little bit bigger and put it somewhere here. And we could rotate it according to this elevation here, I mean this angle here, so it matches. It doesn't match, so hold shift and simply align it more or less, yeah. And let's sharpen this. Cool. Now we got this thing going on here, and what I was thinking about creating is two small tanks in here on both sides, so maybe with some nitro or something, you know. So let's chamfer it, but before we do it, apply the scale and either chamfer it or maybe bevel this. I think beveling is going to be better. It's going to be more tank-like, right? And then we're going to insert these and then EM macro. Okay, so EM macro inside, it's gonna go inside on both sides. Then we're gonna insert it again and then EM macro but outside, which is pretty cool. Now you can do this, so something like this, and select these two and simply chamfer them. So alright, and also we need to chamfer these two, so this one and this one. Alright, cool. Now we're going to grab a loop here and split it and then go to Shift tilde, which doesn't work, so we need to assign this shortcut to this one, boundary loops, assign shortcut Shift tilde. Okay, so Shift tilde, perfect, Control B and do something like this, and then EM macro, and Blender is gonna crash. So let's see. This is the 2.91 Blender, so you know it's bound to crash. Let's recover this. There you go. And where were we? Oh yes, we were here on the chamfers. So let's grab a chamfer. Come on. 1 and 2. And do this. Okay, and by the way, these should be still inserted inside, so insert them, and one more time EM macro, right? And we're going to put some pipes in there, and right, this one, and then Control B, and we crashed, so let's do, in fact I can't be bothered, so we just select these two and Control B, and before we do this again, I want to save it because I don't want to do it again and again. So I go to face mode, and in fact, you know what, curve extract would probably be better, so do this instead, right? And sharpen. Okay, so we got these tanks on top, but you know, we need to carve them in a bit, so select this, Shift D, make it bigger, and you know, GZ, and sink it in, and difference, right? And hide it, and wait a minute, what happened here? Let me recall this cutter a little bit. GX, there we go. We just encroached a little bit on the chamfer. This will do. Select these two and GZ and just sink them in, right, like this, right? And this should do. Now this cutter could be a little bit, you know, SCZ longer. Okay, kind of like this, right? In fact, even longer than that. Or this could be lower, so GZZ, and move it lower here. And we could create some kind of a closure in here, like this. And this part could be piped up and maybe plugged into to some device on top of this, or something in here. So D circle, and let's actually cut it in here, right? So, oh, in fact could be, yeah, it could be even here. How to bite this? Maybe like this. Cut it in. Did it cut it in? Difference, there we go. And solidify, and do something like this, and H. So what we're gonna do is delete these verts. We don't need them. And simply use this one. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're going to chamfer this, scale it a little bit, and drop it down. And there you go. And this one could be chamfered, of course. But before we do that, we need to run a cut here across C, so we can get rid of this retarded 2 edges, and also after crush this one, so problematic. So anyway, let's grab these and let's see. This is gonna be a disaster for a chamfer here. GG, move it down, combine this, and GG. Same here, shift 1, move it down. GG. GG, and move it in here, and the rest should be fine. How it's on the other side, probably disaster as well. So GG, and you know, shift 1, ooh, shift 1, and GG. You know what, I'm just gonna delete this. There we go, dissolve edges. The shading here is gonna be awful, man. Maybe this will be better. Probably. Doesn't look like it. But this is not ideal either, yeah. I can't remove this because this is actually supporting. This is tough. Let's run here and see if I can remove this one. Yes, I can. And maybe we could just drop this one a little bit lower, and we can remove this one probably, and run this one a bit higher. What the hell is this? I have no idea. And this one could be dissolved, sorry. Probably a little bit closer here, and the rest should be holding. Now let's try to run a chamfer here. I think this part's gonna fall apart, but the back bit, yeah, I can already see it. You know, let's just fix it first. So G, go down here, fix this too, shift 1, GG, and connect these two because disaster. This one shouldn't be marked sharp for sure. In fact, we could dissolve it. These two could be merged, and these two could be merged, and these two could be merged. Come on. And these two could be merged, these two could be merged, this one could be lower, this one could be merged, and this one could be lower, and this could be merged. GG. Alright, let's try again. So now it should work. Okay, I just want a small chamfer here, so alright, Let's try this. Control B and small chamfer, just a really small one. We got some problems here, but we can fix them, I think. Yep. Okay. Some disaster in here. What happened in here? Wait a minute, wait. Maybe this is what should happen. Nope. Wait a minute. Let me just remove this off. There we go. And what on earth is happening here? GG, move it in. Shift 1, combine these two, sort it. This edge here could go away as well, right? I don't need this one, I think. Well, this is not ideal here, you see. This is kind of losing the shading. Yeah, this is not ideal. GG, move it in here. GG, move it in here. And then maybe better solution would be run it in here and dissolve this one. Much better solution. This could be combined, and here is a disaster too. This really have to be connected, you know. This triangle is important there. So this should be marked sharp, right? So should be this one. Not this one, come on. Mark sharp, there we go. And let's see. This here is a little bit messed up as well, so we could just spread it about a bit. And this angle is massive, but not much I can do about it. It's kind of holding, so there you go. There's something in here, so GG, and you know, we could just run it like this. Right, there we go. So this should work, and all we need to do is just run a kind of a connection in here. So we could do this very easy with Keyblerator, but since we're not using it, we're not gonna be using Keyblerator for this one. Grab some chamfers in here while we edit. Right. Okay. And copy this tank to the other side. That actually looks pretty cool, I must say. And a little bit too big maybe. So scale it a little bit and drop it down. Well, that should do. Right? Or should it be lower than that? I think that's fine. In fact, could be a little bit more, a bit smaller, like this. Right? Then GZ, GZ, and move it down, kind of like this. There you go. So now it should fit. Okay. Perfect. Let's go get some straps in here. You know, going through these meshes or whatnot, or even we could have two rings, split them, and then go to boundary loops and need both of them. There you go. Split them and then go to boundary loops and simply EM macro them inside a bit like this. Perfect. So we got a little bit more of a breakage over there. This looks cool. And now we need to connect them. So grab a plane, and where is it? It's here. So Shift S here and grab a plane and to selection and Shift 1, and let's extrude it like this. Where is it? Let's go to occlude. Oh, this will not do anything for me, so E down here, right? Perfect. So kind of like this, you know. All right, So Control A scale, and we need to, you know, round this one up, and then operations and curve extract, and this needs to be kind of solid. So do this, and we're gonna extrude it downwards here and move it GY, move it backwards a little bit, and then we're going to make this curve a little bit stronger. GY, curve it a bit more, GY, move it forward, and Control 2, and Bob's your uncle. And we got these connectors, and now all we need to do is simply, you know, add some more interest in here. So this could be kind of like a nitro tanks outside, so if they explode, no one's gonna die. And this goes more or less in the middle, which is cool. So, you know, geo to mesh, and we need to make them a bit more thick, so kind of like this, right? And the same here, so make this a bit thick. There you go. So they sort of snuggle. Maybe that's too snuggle. Too much of a snuggly fit. Wait a minute. Maybe it's just too thick. This pipe is a little bit too thick, you know. I think I made it too thick, so let's make it a little bit less thick. Curve extract and make it smaller. There we go. And then geo to mesh and Control 2, boom, and sharpen. So grab this one in here and, you know, split it. Not like this, just split it once, because sub D is gonna come here and hit it hard, so don't overdo it. And scale it just a little bit and sharpen like this. Because there's a sub D on it, I forgot about it. Okay, so that's fine. And let's grab these rings here. So this one, this one, this one, this one, come on, and this one, and simply move them a little bit here. No, that's too much. There we go. And split this loop just a little bit, and, you know, make it really wide here. And we're done. And GY, and move it a little bit this way. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. And then we're gonna copy this to the other side. So copy to the other side. We could run some, you know, like reinforcements on this one. So we could multiply this, and we could run from here, so up to here. You could run some reinforcement on it, so Shift D and scale it a little bit like this, right? And then double E like this, and then remove the faces, and whoa, wait a minute, one more time. P to its own selection, and then scale it just a little bit. Let's move this origin back to Geo, scale it just a little bit, and then select everything. One more time. II, and let's insert these faces like this, okay? And then faces delete, and then solidify, and press 2 to solidify both ways, but not too much, just a little bit, okay, like this. And how are we looking? Well, creates a bit of an interest, right? I think. So what we can do now is, you know, sharpen this and bevel this. and this is gonna create a havoc with your geo count, by the way. But what you're gonna do, and weighted normals, okay? But there you go. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you can if you want to. And copy to the other side, boom. And this is gonna be probably like millions of polys. Oh, 2.2 million, not too terrible in total. So, right. And I think that's it for this part, guys. And I think we are done in here. Yeah. Okay. This I want to leave empty. I'm gonna create some details around these cuts, because if I'm gonna start cutting, I'm gonna lose. If I'm gonna add any more details in the middle, right, it's just gonna be a lot of noise. That's it, right? I wouldn't recommend it. So, is there anything I wanted to add? Oh yes, at the back, right? I wanted to add something at the back here. So what we could have here is, you know, we could literally have some decals going on, right? Or some, maybe 2 exhausts from the engine. Or even one like this. So let's grab this shape. Oh yes, and we wanted the chamfers here, right? So I forgot about that. So let's run some chamfers on this one, just a small one. Perfect. And then go to the back view here, and what we're gonna do is grab a cutter, so the box, and let's go in a view mode and cut it in here, and B, and then, you know, cut it through, right, like this, right, and then go to solidify. Okay, perfect. And then sharpen, good, and then select the middle part, Alt P to its own selection, and then we're gonna slice like a we're gonna move it inside by a little bit. So select these faces and make it a one face, GY, and, you know, move it a little bit inside. That's one thing we're gonna do. We're gonna introduce some chamfer. That's the second thing we're gonna do, and we're gonna create some kind of exhaust in here, but very small, like a very narrow one. Okay, so kind of like this, and cut it, and then go to Q and array it down. So press X and simply array it down like this, right? And what I want to do is actually let me see this. Yeah, this is fine, to be honest. How are we looking, by the way, from the back? Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. So let's maybe make this less crazy here. So let's go with an angle and slice it here like this, right? So close to this outlet, maybe something like this. Whoa! One more time. Let's apply all of everything. I think the modifiers are causing a bit of problems. So smart apply, and cut this one. There you go. And, you know, operation smart apply, and let's look in the back end again. Should be darker now. So there you go. And, you know, sharpen, right? Perfect. Now I wonder how this cut went, because probably awful in terms of topology. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna run simply a knife across this, yeah, like this, and when I apply sharpen, it's gonna be clean. So there you go. So this should do. How does it look? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Does it? I'm not so sure about this. I'm not so sure about this. It kind of looks alright. I'll prefer 2 small ones, to be honest, you know. So maybe we can do this. And oh, we can't. Let's go back to this cutter. Right, there we go. And let's recall it. Okay, this one. And let's scale this SX like this. Alright, move it somewhere here. Okay, and this is gonna be, I think, better. So now let's run this edge here across this one. So okay, and simply run it across. Press C to make it straight, just for the hell of it, and sharpen. And I think 2 of them gonna be better. Yeah, there you go. I prefer it. Okay, much better. Much better. Emphasizes the symmetry of this car. Cool. Yeah, 1 was just inadequate, so 2 is better. Nice. We can create some cool notches in here, like small ones. But again, this could all be done with, you know, press T. This could all be done with decals, yeah. So I'm just simply having fun here. Shift 2. Right, there we go. Okay, guys, so let's walk around. Oh yes, this one is bevel, I think, because it doesn't have one. And also we need to design these engines. So I think in the next one we're gonna design these engines, do something more cool with it, because they're a bit boring. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and catch you in the next video.